Hey guys, I thought I'd go live tonight. I told myself this weekend I was going to go live and I was going to start this live series, letting people in on my life and the things that I do, the work that I do. Um, Tonight's just the beginning. This is the first one, so bear with me. I am nervous, but I see Ma and April do this all the time. I think I can knock it out. This is for my family tonight. This is for not my family overseas. You guys call me family and say I'm part of your family, and my wise men and my virtuous women. You too, but my Smiths and my Baileys, my Thompsons, my Reubens, my family. I go through so much every day, and I call a lot of y'all sometimes, my cousins especially, my aunts, uncles, and I call y'all periodically, and I check in with you all guys just to see how you're doing. God puts it on my heart to call you guys and to check in on you from time to time. And so that's why I do that. I wonder how you're doing. I often pray for family, and I want to know what you're going through so I know what to pray for, so I can try and help you out. I know a lot of us go through different things, and especially lately with different deaths in the family and losing children and losing parents and grandparents and friends. It's a lot. But these are necessary things that we have to go through in life. Helps build your character. Helps you find out more about who you are. And it helps keep you close to the family that you have left. I'm fortunate enough to have both of my parents still alive, my little sister, and fortunate enough to have all my children still here, my wife. My grandparents are gone, but I'm very fortunate. So I used to call you guys. I would call you guys and I'd call you and just ask you how your day was and how you've been doing and just check in on you guys. And I did that for a while. I did that for a few years, actually. Now I stopped. I had talked with my wife and she said, you call them all the time and you talk to them and said, who calls you? I said, you know what? Nobody does call me. And she said, people don't care as much as you think they do. And I heard people don't do that anymore. I do it to people. Nobody ever does it to me. I'm not saying start doing it now, but I wondered why I have these gifts that I have. And I think that maybe God gives me the gifts because he knows that I just have that kind of heart. That kind of heart. And so when I have these gifts, what I call gifts, some people call them an illness. Some people call it a gift. It's a gift and it's a curse. I don't know what you look at it, but whatever it is, it's here. And I asked God, why would you choose me? Of all the people you could give something like this to, and this relationship that you and I share, where you talk to me just throughout the day so openly, candidly. And he tells me that everybody is able to do this. And he says, you're just a special person who found out how to tap into it. So I'm a member at a place called the Life Center down here in Atlanta. They train people, spiritually gifted people. And they train them up, and they teach them how to teach other people how to do these spiritual gifts. And part of my assignment here is to teach other people like you, how to do the things that I'm able to do. One of them is very, very easy. It's hearing from God. It's to hear the voice of God. Every morning he gets me up around 3 a.m. and he talks to me, and we sit there in silence when everyone's asleep, and he just dwells with me. And in this silence, still of the night, I meditate, and I meditate with the Lord. He takes me to deep meditation. He talks to me in my subconscious, and he tells me things. And we'll read the Bible together, and we'll go through different verses, and we'll even search the internet together, and he'll show me different things. And it used to come to me in a lot of visions. I'll tell you guys a story about how all this got started. 10 years ago, about a decade ago, a little over a decade ago, I started hallucinating. I started seeing things that weren't there. I didn't know what it was at the time. And it concerned me, it concerned my parents, it concerned my wife. It concerned us to the point where I had to check myself into mental hospitals to find out exactly what was going on with me. It concerned me that much. These hospitals would keep me 1 week at a time, 7 days. Each hospital, I went to about 4 of them. And they'd keep me for 7 days at a time, and they'd study me to find out why I was seeing these visions, these things that I was seeing. Now, I grew up Baptist, so we didn't believe in visions, and I didn't know much about prophecy or anything like that. But each one of these hospitals, when I'd leave, and they'd say, we don't know what's wrong with you, but we want you to talk to our chaplain. And the chaplain would say, you need to talk to your pastor. And eventually, that's what I did. Talked to my pastor, and he eventually told me that I was having these spiritual gifts, and he introduced me to other prophets, and through these other prophets I met more and more prophets, and that's how I came to the Life Center to meet a church full of prophets and apostles. I never left New Birth. I still attend New Birth. Still got memberships at New Birth, but the Life Center is where I get my spiritual training. It's where me and my wife, we get our marital counseling. It's where I get my nourishment for my spiritual gift. I'm what they call a prophet of nations. I see world events. I see things like COVID. Meaning you guys had access to my old Facebook page, and I told you guys that there was a lot of death coming, and then COVID came. I told you guys that Trump was going to be our election. He was our president. Or in the election, he became our president. I told you guys about Russia, and then there was Russia. And I see a lot of different things that are happening in different nations. I see wars before they happen. I see what other leaders are doing. I see what other countries are plotting. I see what the military is capable of. Sometimes I share these things that God leads me to, and I'll put them on social media and on my Facebook page. Other times, most of them I keep them to myself because I don't want to scare people. I don't want to scare anybody. It's not my goal. But there is a lot of stuff that's about to happen in this country, and it's going to be change. I know you guys see what's happening with the power grids and how they keep going out. Believe me, they're testing our grids because there's about to be a major power outage in this country, and that's when the war is going to start. And there will be something, but I'm not going to get into that. Other prophets on here talk about that kind of stuff. That's not stuff I'm going to talk to you about. I'm going to tell you about kingdom, and how kingdom's coming. It's coming right now. It's about to start very, very soon. There's going to be a revolution in this country, a kingdom revolution, where kingdom just takes over. And it's going to happen through your churches. It will happen through your universities, your HBCUs. It's going to happen in your homes. Kingdom's coming. It's coming right here on earth. That prayer you pray every night, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Kingdom isn't what we think it is. It's not. Kingdom isn't the church. The church is a part of the kingdom. The kingdom comes from the church. But just because you go to church, that's not kingdom. Kingdom is a real place on earth. There's places on earth. There are real kingdoms on earth. And this government that we have right now, this democracy, how all this world government is ran, it's taken over by kingdom. That's what me and God talk about. That's what we've been talking about for the past 10 years, and that's what we've been planning. There's a kingdom movement coming. 10 years ago, when I started having these visions, I would hide them on a website. I was a web designer for the SBA at the time. I worked with an organization called SCORE. I did their marketing for a brief period. While I was there, that's when I started having these visions. That's when I went through all this phase in my life. I was told at the time from a woman in the White House to hide my visions, and they'd start making sense one day. That's exactly what I did, and I hid them on a website. I hid them, this acronym God kept showing me called Groove, GROOVV.org, and I would hide my visions there. And one day, all these visions, they made sense. This looked like a organization or a club that God was telling me to make, and that's exactly what I made. I was visited by an angel named Noah. Noah visited me. An angel named Noah visited me, and it was the Noah in the Bible. We talked. He dwelled with me. He anointed me. He told me how I would create this ark, this organization that would save people, how it would change lives. This website, which was called Groove, that's the acronym that God showed me, GROOVV. I didn't know till later when I asked him what it meant. He said, God's returning order over the world. The two V's I saw was actually a W that I was seeing. I thought it was two V's, but God's returning order over the world. And that's what that website shows you. All the visions that I had are there, and you can go there and you can witness them. It became what's now today the Wiseman Group. So if you go to our website, I had a website built from that Groove website for the nation and for the public. It's called the Wiseman Group. It's called. You can visit it at thewisemen.co. Thewisemen.co. I'll have it in the chat or something for you to see for yourself. But please visit there. It's a wealth of information. It's kingdom. The Wiseman Group is registered not as a 501c3, but with the FEC as a political party. That's exactly how God told me to set this up, and it's a political party for Christians. It's been registered for 10 years now, and it's been waiting in isolation for that long. Please, check this out. It's kingdom. God says what we do here in America is going to be the blueprint for what we do in every other nation around the world. It's coming. It's here. After this election in 2025, this is what it's about. It's about kingdom. This movement that I'm starting, this movement will sweep our nation. It will sweep through your churches. It will flood your universities, through our HBCUs. It will flood through our Greek organizations. All that's being put in place right now. The Wiseman Group is a political party started in our culture by our people, but it's for everybody. We have policy that God has given us. God has given us directly from God in prophecy. And these are laws that we are to abide by. That's what kingdom is. It's a set of laws that we all abide by. And it becomes right here in America. America will become a kingdom. Dr. Miles Monroe, I studied his work. I studied him. I studied Bishop Eddie Long. I studied T.D. Jakes. I studied Joel Osteen. I studied so many people. And his work was phenomenal. He knew exactly what kingdom was. When God comes back, it's not to these countries that we have today, it's to kingdoms. Each one of these countries becomes its own kingdom. And we have this kingdom that's run similar to a democracy. I believe we will still have our president, but there will be a king over this country. And he'll be a lifetime king. And that's what's coming. And that's what's next. And it's going to take over. Every country is going to be like that. Every country becomes a kingdom. We have to prepare for the Lord to come back. He told me, I'm ready to come back right now. He's ready to come now. He told me that. He said, when I come, you, Bernard, you will be my usher. You will be an usher. I said, what do I tell people? Who do I tell them that I am? He said, tell them that you are the proof. You're the proof that I live. You're the proof that I exist. You're the proof that if you live a righteous life, I'll give you the desires of your heart. He's living in me. He lives through you. He's in all of us. We just have to know how to get that access to him. He's in our heart. He's in our spirit. He's with us all the time. He is the only God that lives in us. Allah doesn't do that. Buddha didn't do that. Nobody did that. Confucius didn't do that. God lives in us, each of us. All you have to know is how to access him. And I'm going to teach each and every one of y'all how. He said in the last days, all of his sons and his daughters will prophesy, and that is very true. You will all learn how to prophesy. You will all learn how to access God. My job is to teach you. I duplicate myself through Wiseman at the Wiseman Group. Our political party doesn't operate like other political parties. We are a unit where each one of our members, we take value in. We coach them. We groom them to believe in themselves through Christ. And then we give them the option. Once they become the mentor, when they get their mentees and their lives are together and they're functioning and they're making money and they're supporting their families and they've gone back to fix their old lives with their old girlfriends and their baby mamas or their new wives, when they learn to become men and husbands and fathers and good sons and good friends and good stewards, when we stop calling each other niggas and learn that we're all leaders. We're not niggas, we're leaders. We curse ourselves with that word. Stop calling each other that. Hip hop, you gotta learn that. Ain't no niggas. Ain't no niggas in the culture. No, we leaders. You a leader. You don't think you a leader? That's a leader in you. And I'm gonna help birth that out of you. No. We're gonna learn to raise our children better. We're gonna learn to treat each other better. We're gonna learn to make our music better. We're gonna learn to demand better from each other and to hold each other accountable. That's what we do at the Wise Men Group. We hold each other accountable. We raise each other up. We mentor each other. We teach each other how to be real men through Christ. I invite each and every one of y'all to our website, thewisemen.co. Go there, visit there, dwell there. Look at what we have for the culture. See what we're doing in our communities. See what we're doing raising up men. I don't care where you are in life. There's a home for you here. Come to us just like you are. Don't change a thing. If you're selling drugs now, come to us selling drugs. If you're smoking weed right now, come to us smoking your weed. We want you just like you are, where you are in your life, but come to us wanting to change. Come to us wanting to better your life. We can't help you if you're stubborn. If you really believe that you are here to be a nigga, I can't use you. I was raised, you see a nigga, you slap that nigga, and you tell him about himself. No, we not niggas no more. We leaders around here. I encourage each of y'all to check out the website. If you're a thief right now, come just like you are.